Good evening, Frost students and families, and welcome to our virtual curriculum night for the 21-22 school year. We are so thankful for you to give up your precious time to be with us this evening. And we just wanted to give a quick overview to begin with. My name is Mr. Schmidt, and I am a proud principal here at Frost Junior High School.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Leong. I am the assistant principal here at Frost.
So we also wanted to introduce to you some other layers of support that are available and some essential staff members that we have in the building. And if you ever need any sort of assistance, we're here to help. So our first is our dean, Mrs. Worth. Then we have our school psychologist, Mrs. Ashley Probst. Our 8th grade social worker, Mrs. Kristen Carney. Our 7th grade social worker, Mrs. April Luther. And our speech pathologist, Mrs. Carrie Gold. So our goals for this evening is twofold. First, we wanted you to get to know us a little bit here at Frost and the intangibles of what a typical day would look like and to get a chance to know our staff. And second is to gain an understanding about our learning expectations to ensure student success for your child. So as we always start all of our meetings, we wanted to discuss our board goals. So overall is to always ensure student success. We do that by ensuring success of the whole child, by providing comprehensive approaches and programming grounded in the belief that every child deserves to be healthy, safe, engaged, supported, and challenged. Second, District 54 will perform in the top 10% of all schools in reading and math growth and proficiency as measured by local and state assessments. And last but not least, we'll work to close the achievement gap for all of our students in reading and math measured by state and local assessments. All right, so our theme for this year is to bring your best. We're asking all of our students each day to show up and do the very best that they can. So what does it mean to bring your best? As a staff, our goal is to always connect, engage, and support all of our students so they can be as successful as they can on a daily basis. So we'll begin with connection. We do this in two different ways, through a structured learning environment and also engagement of the whole child. So for our learning environment, our culture ultimately is characterized by collaborative teams. We call them professional learning communities, whose members work interdependently to achieve common goals for which each member is mutually accountable. So our teachers will ultimately work together to create highly engaging lessons for your child to ensure success. And then secondly is that, again, is the engagement of the whole child. So we embrace fully engaged learning experiences for all of our students as the reason why we exist and come to work each and every day, and keep that belief as our fundamental responsibility on a daily basis. We also build connection by knowing what your child is learning. So some ways that we will do this. So we always want our teachers to connect with students as the best we can. So we do this by daily checks of understanding within the classroom, as well as creating common formative assessments. So within our professional learning communities, teachers work very hard to create common assessments to gauge what students know and how we continue to learn and grow. We also have our MAP test, which is our benchmarking, which will be done in the fall, the winter, and the spring to show growth throughout the course of the year. And then we'll also have some student goal setting conferences, a chance for our students to self-reflect and set some goals for themselves of how to be successful in October and then again in February. We also want to make sure that we're supporting all of our students. So what do we do if your child needs some more support? So some of the layered interventions that we have in place specifically relate to literacy or language arts and math acceleration for students below the 40th percentile. It is our job to make sure all students are caught up to grade level by the time they transition to the high school. So after 2 years with us at the junior high. We also are able to do this and challenge our students through differentiated materials during our guided lessons in each of our core classes. And we also have available support in areas of academics after school that will begin in the coming weeks. And more information will be sent out to the community with the specific days in which core contents are available to stay after if your student needs any additional support with their academics. We also have our advocacy period where we're going to teach our social emotional learning curriculum. So the first 15 days of school are dedicated where teachers will facilitate our what we call SEL learning activities that focus on building classroom community and relationships with all of our students. These interactive and engaging activities will provide opportunities for students and staff to form very strong connections and to get to know each other. We want to create the most safe and trusting environment that we can for your child. And we do this, again, not only through our daily interactions, but also weekly through our SEL lessons. Outside of the first 15 days, we will then have weekly SEL lessons every Wednesday for 30 minutes each morning to start our day. And last but not least, we're working to engage each and every one of our students. So again, we do this by building connections with our teachers and our students. So again, we will focus very highly on building those strong collaborative relationships the first 2 weeks of school and carry those relationships throughout the course of the year. We also will build school-wide connections from our administration, so Mrs. Leong and myself. We can't reveal all of our secrets just yet with all the fun to come, but we promise that there's going to be a lot of highly engaging activities for your students throughout the course of the year. We also work very closely with our PBIS team, which is going to set goals for ourselves to be safe, respectful, and responsible for all of our students. And last but not least, we'll have a select few group of students in 7th and 8th grade chosen as our student ambassadors. Our student ambassadors are going to be the voice of our students that work with our staff to create highly engaging and motivating activities for the entire student body.
Right, so we wanted to jump in a little bit about what to expect in terms of academics. So students receive daily lessons from their teachers, and then most of their assignments get posted in Google Classroom. It's a way to keep them organized both when they're here and when they're at home. The teachers provide a week at a glance. So what are the students going to be learning throughout the week, as well as an overview of what students are going to be learning each day, and specifically making sure students know what the learning targets are for each day, as well as what materials are needed. The teachers also at the end of each lesson will summarize and conclude what students should have been able to learn. And again, as Mr. Schmidt said, if they need any additional support, we'll provide opportunities for that extra support as well. Our typical school day is a 9-period day where our classes are 40 minutes in length, except for first period is a little bit longer because we get our daily attendance and we make sure we get everyone to where they need to be. And then you can see that half is where those lunch periods are at. Our math is a period and a half. And so the other half of that will be your child's lunch period. The only difference, as Mr. Schmidt referenced earlier, is that on Wednesdays, we do our weekly advocacy. So we have that 30 minutes of advocacy at the start of the day, and then we do end at 1:45 on a Wednesday. And then this just gives you an idea of what a typical schedule looks like. Again, advocacy is going to be just on Wednesdays. Language arts, you'll notice, is 2 periods. So it's 80 minutes of language arts. Health and PE is 40 minutes. And then students have multiple electives. This particular student has STEM as an elective and has chorus as an elective. Social studies is 40 minutes. Math, as I mentioned, is a period and a half. So math is 60 minutes and your child's lunch will always go right next to their math class. And then students also have 40 minutes of science every day.
You'll also notice in that student schedule that we are on trimesters. So there'll be 3 overall trimesters throughout the course of the year. And the only class that's going to specifically change on your child's schedule is if you're placed in the elective called the Wheel, in which you're going to have art, media, and music throughout the course of the year.
Our students also have Google Classrooms. So in every class that they go to, all those classes that we just referenced on the schedule, they will have a Google Classroom as well. And again, that's a way to really help our students stay organized. It's a way for them to be able to communicate with their teachers, for them to see upcoming due dates. So this is going to be a great resource for our students. And again, they have those for each of their different classes that they go to. And again, a great organizational tool for our students. Because our students do use the Chromebooks, we also want to make sure that they are being safe when they are using those Chromebooks. So we do spend some time during the first weeks of school going over digital citizenship with our students. So we want to make sure that they are aware of what cyberbullying is, that they're aware of the digital footprints that they create. They understand privacy and security, news, media, and literacy, media balance and well-being, and relationships and communication. So again, we want to make sure that our students are being safe and responsible when they are using the digital tools within the classroom or at home. So our student academic expectations, we do expect that our students are going to be on time to all classes. We want them to be focused and participate within each lesson. And we were talking with the kids the past couple of days. That means asking questions. The best thing our students can do is advocate for themselves and ask questions when they need that help. Making connections with their teachers, completing all of their work to the best of their ability, and being respectful to teachers and classmates. And again, we've spent some time in the past couple of days really going over what those expectations look like, both in the school-wide and in the classroom. Grading, students do receive achievement grades in each of their classes. So we do that on a percentile scale. So you can see 90 to 100 is an A, 80 to 89 is a B, and so on. So our students do receive a letter grade for each course that they are in. Tests, quizzes, participation, homework, those are all things that contribute to that overall grade. And then in addition to their academic grades, the students also get their standard grades. So the teachers are looking at how the students are doing in achieving each of the standards, the grade level standards that are mapped out for them. So 4 would mean our students are working beyond standards. 3 to 3.9 would be achieving standards, so right at that grade level. And then we can also see students that are progressing towards the standards and needing extra support from our teachers. Again, if we see students are needing those additional supports, we look into that acceleration, guided groups, after school support. So again, if we see students aren't hitting our benchmarks, we will continue to work with them and make sure they get the support that they need. Infinite Campus is a great tool for students and for parents. The teachers do a fantastic job of keeping those grade books up to date. So it's a great way to make sure that the students are turning in their work as well as being able to view their assessment grades. Building wide, if students do have late work, they get half credit for their late work. So we really encourage our students to get their work in on time. At the end of a unit, any missing assignments do turn into a 0 because we want to make sure the students are getting the work done prior to the assessment because we know that's what's going to be most beneficial for our kids. And then we do have different honor rolls. We reviewed this with the students yesterday as well, so that we could really give the students an opportunity to start fresh this year, knowing what those different honor roll opportunities are. So students who maintain a 4.0 GPA for all 6 trimesters at Frost will be part of our straight A honor roll and have a gold presidential recognition when they graduate. If students maintain a 3.5 to a 3.99, that's considered our high honor roll. And if they do that for all 6 trimesters at Frost, they get the silver presidential award when they graduate. And then students who receive a 3.0 to a 3.49 will receive honor roll status. So again, we want our students to be working hard and setting goals from themselves in order to make sure that they are meeting their potential in each of our academic areas.
All right, so aside from all of our academic supports, we also wanted to talk a little bit about our extracurricular activities. So we would love for our students to be involved in as many clubs and sports as possible. So our staff is planning on running opportunities for extracurricular clubs and possibly even training for sports. Students will hear more on the announcements in the coming weeks, and we're looking to start our clubs on the week of September the 13th. And we do have our cross-country season as well as tryouts for girls basketball beginning this Thursday after school. We'll also advertise these clubs on our website, where you can take a look at the Frost website for more information, through social media, and also please be on the lookout for my community emails for more information. All right, again, at any given time, please know we are just a phone call away or an email away. So we are here to help. We want to create, again, the best learning environment and the safest environment for your child that we possibly can here at Frost Junior High School. And also feel free to reach out to your teachers at any time. Again, we are here to help with any questions that you may have. All right, so I just want to thank you all again so much for taking time out of your busy schedules to be with us this evening. In the email that I sent out earlier, please make sure that you click on the second link, which is a link to a Flipgrid, which is a chance for you to get to know a quick introduction to all of our teachers throughout the building. And again, we're looking forward for all of our students to bring their very best every single day in the 21-22 school year. And as always, remember to be Frost Strong.